the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. Crikey, I've been messing around with this show. There we go, that's a bit better. It's a bit better, it's a bit more central. Right, there we go. Great start. But yes, we are back after a little bit of a break. We had a 3-day break. I just needed time to recharge and forget all things football, to be brutally honest with you. It was only yesterday actually managed to crack out FIFA. I was just driving racing. I was just driving Formula 1 cars around fucking tracks. I was done with football for a little bit, so I had taken a little bit of a break. But we are back, and boy, have we got a lot to talk about. Boy, we've been 3 days in the transfer market. It's about 3 years. It's It's absolutely mad. Big up Niall. I'm still crying about the final. Yeah, I mean, there are banned words. I'll get to them in a second. FG back Klopp. It says Valve. I hear that. I hear me. If I knew Mustafa don't attack or Valve. Had to mute Italian fans and memes. There are obviously some banned words at the moment until Niall can be honest, wants to deal with it. The first banned word is Italy. Second banned word is Euro 2020. Third banned word is England. You mention any of them, instant timeout. Literally, you mention anything to do with the Euros, England, or Italy, I will time you out. Quite simply. And that is the warning. I will not repeat that warning. So if anyone says anything about the Euros or about any of that, I'll time you out instantly. I'm not dealing with it. Dylan says Sancho getting announced at 7 p.m. Trust my sources. I mean, he is United player, so it's only a matter of time. I thought he would be part of the new unveil of the new kit, but maybe I was wrong. Yeah, what are we talking about today? Well, we've got plenty to talk about, so let's straight into it, really. Let's get straight into it. There we go. That works a bit better. So we're talking Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp doesn't expect much transfer activity this summer. Which is why you've got a picture of Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott. He does expect them to play a bigger part. Also talking Jules Kounde, he has rejected Spurs because he wants Champions League football, which is understandable. Also, why would he join Spurs if I think Sylvia may actually have Champions League football. Definitely got Europa League, which is a lot higher than Conference League. But we're talking that as well. We're also talking Nicola Barella. Apparently United are prepared to bid for Inter's Barella. I have doubts about this. I think it's just he had a good summer. Also, we're talking Haaland. Chelsea have seen an offer which included Tammy Abraham and Hudson-Odoi rejected by Dortmund. And also, last but not least, Arsenal inquiring about Sam Johnstone as an alternative for Aaron Ramsdale. There's an interesting about that, a really interesting bit. That's what we're talking about today. As you know, it's about a little bit glitchy to move things I was sharing, which is no Mustafa. I'm only 4'3", right to United. Here we go. Um, it's a waste of talent. It really depends on if you. I mean, if you can use it, doesn't get used, then it won't work. Young players require game time. If Curtis Jones gets the adequate game time, something that Harry Wilson, Neco Williams, even Nat Phillips until last season, and Reece Williams and all of that, unless they get sufficient game time, of course, they're not going to be good enough. Because at the end of the day, I really, at the end of the day, young players game time. It's why Mason Greenwood at home is progressing so well, because he's got game time. It's why Gabriel Martinelli is still shit, because he's not got game time. It's very simple. Young players need game time. The more games you play, the better it is. It's really simple. And Scott, you being unfortunately last time because we have banned words. I've said the banned words already. Italy, Euro 2020, and England. So you've sorted out. You're lagging a bit. Let me leave. Is that better? Is that better? I don't know. Let me. Oh, there we go. That will sort that out. Guys, I really do hate this computer sometimes. Is not Mustafa played well last season? Put Pogba in the spliff. He put no one in the spliff, apart from Sheffield United. But I think even I could put them on the spliff. Pogba played on the left. Yeah, so I've sorted that out. I've pressed a button. StreamYard, for some reason, imagine having the name Scott Carbon and saying them two words, most English name ever. Yes, he also, I believe, he's repping. Oh yeah, he's repping AFTV. He's repping Ty off AFTV. It doesn't get much worse than that. It really doesn't. But let's get into a show. Let's get into a show. In fact, let me just quickly add to the banner. Let me, because obviously we have banned words. Banned. Oh, let me just banned words. Italy, Euro 2020, England, and anything. Actually, no, there we go. Actually, if we do anything Euro 2020, right, sorted. Save that, add that in. Excellent. So the banned words will now appear on the banner. So yeah, my code worked. It's just because I didn't understand what that means. But yeah, the banned words, and let me just say, it's anything. Tough game in the Euros will be, but look, stop mentioning the fucking Euros. I don't want to hear it anymore. Don't want to hear it. Can Barella play DM? He didn't for those pizza loving people at Wembley in the final, did he? So doubtful. Maybe. Do you want me to check? It'll probably be helpful if I check. Can Barella play DM? Oh, that's DM. Yes, by the looks of it, he can. Yes, he can play DM if needed. Yeah, he can play anywhere in the centre, DM or more advanced if needed. Areola wasn't announced with the new kits. West Ham have signed Nipple, good signing. Barella is class, that he'll leave though. You never know. United 43. That is true. Not DM. He can, but not specialist. Well, I mean, anything is vast improvement of Fred on McTominay. So interesting. Should we add Chelsea to our list? No, you can add Mason Mount to our list. I'm not talking about him. He did my head in. But we're talking Liverpool to start with. So let's get into Liverpool, shall we? So, and you'll notice that I've been fiddling around. Let me know if these, you'll see a comparison, right? When you look at these compared to the Haaland one, let me know which one you think looks better, because that is something I want to know. So, Jurgen Klopp still believes there won't be much transfer activity this summer, and wants the likes of Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Reece Williams, along with Oxlade-Chamberlain, Shaqiri, Minamino, show he doesn't need to spend. This is according to David Maddock from The Mirror. Now, the interesting bit about this is we all know what Liverpool's transfer process is. The transfer process is very much sell to buy. Now, as far as I'm aware, Liverpool have made no say. They've sold nobody. Right, so they've sold absolutely nobody. There's talks that Nat Phillips will go. There's talks that Neco Williams will go, but no one has left. So Liverpool, therefore, that money, that extra bit of dollar that they would normally have by the time that they sell players, is not there. So where does that mean? Where does that leave Liverpool? Well, it leaves Liverpool in a really difficult situation, because with this whole sell to buy, and I've heard Liverpool fans, we don't sell to buy. Yes, you fucking do. You sell Coutinho, you bring in Van Dijk and Alisson. You sell. You've done it many a times before. Yes, you of course will buy some players without selling, but you won't do it all the time. It's very much not the Liverpool way, especially of recent years. So the question is, who do Liverpool sell? Well, you sell Nat Phillips. So let's just work it out. Working out about it. So Nat Phillips, 10 mil. Harry Wilson, probably around the same, 10 mil. So that's 20 mil. Then you look at Neco Williams, again, probably 10 mil, maybe 15 if you're lucky. But the current COVID climate for transfers does not favour Liverpool right now. So that's 30 million. Who the hell can you buy for 30 million? No one from the Premier League. Absolutely no one in the Premier League, because the prices are too high. Because the Premier League have this TV deal, clubs like West Ham's, I mean, West Ham are a prime example. Declan Rice is not an £80 million player. No way is he 80 million. But West Ham don't need the money because of the TV deal. Begs the question why Liverpool need this, but you know, they don't need the money. They're able to sustain themselves, and Leicester are well within their means to sort of finance themselves. That means getting Tielemans is very difficult. So the issue is there's not many players around that you can afford if you're a Liverpool fan. So you do need to have that extra investment from maybe your owner, or you need to have the owner take out less money and basically, you know, take you to that next level. A bit like clearly what the Glazers are doing this year, which is let's not take as much money out and let's actually back this manager, because if not, we're going to die. I can just imagine the Glazers in the boardroom going, we're in danger, guys. Spend that money. Spend that money. Not every summer, though. Not every summer. But no, I really do think Liverpool in a really difficult situation, especially of the COVID market, because we are still in a COVID market. Yes, obviously the new kits have come out, so people will buy them. We still haven't had fans in the stadium for over a year. It's almost, what, 18 months now since fans were back in the stadiums. So, I mean, none of that income has come in. Now, yes, you obviously have the income from season ticket holders, but sponsorships, they might have gone down because of the COVID market. They can't afford to spend too much more on sponsorships. There's a lot of variables around this. So the money is very tight. Now, that really does hinder Liverpool because of the way they do things, the whole sell to buy, because players just won't buy more, won't spend more money on players that they don't really need. For example, if Harry Wilson's a prime example, I reckon a club like Sheffield United, or maybe not Sheffield United, I reckon a club lower in the Premier League or even maybe mid-table like Newcastle, they'd have more money. They might have gone, we'll take a punt on Harry Wilson. They didn't, because they don't have that money. No club had that money to just, you know, throw away. So it's really difficult for Liverpool, and it's going to be really interesting. But it does appear that it's going to be your youth that helps carry you. Now, Salah and Mane are off to African Cup of Nations in January. Who plays on the wings? What, Harvey Elliott? Good luck. I really look forward to seeing Harvey Elliott have to come up against a Chelsea or a Man City or a United. It won't go well for the kid. He's not good enough yet. He's too young. Too young. Some comments here. Sullivan only bought Areola because he thought it was... Jesus Christ. Dylan says, yes, give us Barella into Chelsea, a small club. Mason Mount is a disgrace. He did perform a great invisible act, didn't he? Not seen you on since Sunday. Yeah, I took a break. Still feeling sad, but worse about the racism. I knew it would happen. The minute that I knew that, the minute I saw Saka, Rashford and Sancho miss penalties, I knew exactly what was coming next. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. But I think the players have handled themselves very, very well. It's around the racism. Actually, around it all, to be fair. Still think Southgate's a wanker, though. Liverpool wanting to spend next year, in my opinion. Well, if they sell someone, maybe they will. But, I mean, it's interesting about they want to buy next year. Well, this season's more important because this is your upcoming season. Yes, you can buy for next season. Cool. What does that give you? It gives you next season. What's this season? Every team is strengthening. United have just got Sancho. They're looking like they could get Varane. Man City, God knows what's happening with them. Chelsea, fuck knows. Okay, maybe only United are strengthening, but you know what that means? It means that one extra club has strengthened, and I think this could be a problem for Liverpool. Very problematic. Debating whether to announce Varane this week or not. The caption used by Harry, which was liked by Mason Greenwood on Instagram. Generational talent knows. Yeah, Greenwood is definitely generational. Neco Williams ain't even worth a pack of Bourbons. Hey. Bourbons are lush. They are lush. Kamara from Marseille. The new kit makes me want to shaft a staff up. Brilliant. This in Football Manager. Shut the fuck up. Bourbons are cigarettes. No, they're biscuits. Chocolate biscuits. They're two chocolate biscuits with a light, a sort of creamy, not creamy, a chocolate filling. Bit like custard cream. Chocolate cream inside. Very nice. They're very nice. Yes, they are. Mustafa Zachary is wrong. He said a pack of Bourbons. Like cookies. Yeah, like cookies. Yeah. Who do you think would realistically do better? I've said Graham Potter, and I remain to say Graham Potter would do better. Graham Potter wins on Sunday, by the way. Okay, yeah, Bourbon's cookie biscuits we sell for like £1. Like an Oreo. Yes. Like an Oreo, just sort of milk chocolate. I have to do a COVID test because my dad back in 2 minutes. Better than Oreos. Yeah, Bourbons are good. How have we got onto a chat about Bourbons? Let's get back to football and let's talk Kounde. So, Jules Kounde, he has rejected Tottenham Hotspur. He has refused to start any negotiations with the club. Kounde wants to join a Champions League club in which he can take the next step in his career. And that's why he personally rejected Tottenham. Now, if I'm Tottenham, I'm really not stupid enough to try and go for this guy. He has said multiple times that he wants to join Champions League football. He wants Champions League football. That isn't code for he wants Champions League football in the next maybe 5 years, if you're lucky. He wants it now. So it was a complete waste of time trying to go in for him. Tottenham, for me, they're going to be linked to the likes of Connor Cody and all of these decent centre backs, and then they'll probably get Connor Cody. All right, let's be real. Tottenham right now are in such a shit situation. Not only did getting a manager in take the longest I've ever seen. And I've seen Argyle look for a manager, and we looked more competent than Tottenham did looking for a new manager. We had a lot less people reject us. In fact, the first person on our list accepted us. So, you know, there are levels to our game. And I just think, I just think that, I just think Tottenham need to think smart. They need to be really damn smart this summer. Now, Harry Kane is going to expect some sort of investment into this club, into that one, into that squad. He's going to want investment, surely, because he still wants to win. He wants to win a trophy. Could have done it Sunday, didn't. But, you know, Tottenham are probably the most hard hit by Kane or you know, the nation not winning on Sunday, because I think, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Harry Kane. I think Tottenham are most done by this, because I really think that if he had won on Sunday, maybe that quenches the thirst for winning. As he's always said, winning something with the nation would always mean more than winning anything in club football. So I think when you look at all of this, you probably think Tottenham are the most worst or the most hardly done, because it's really difficult for them now, because they've got Harry Kane, who is like, I want to win. I want to win at all costs. It's really difficult for Tottenham. But look, half of this is their fault. Let's go to some comments. Okay, yeah, Bourbon's a cookie biscuit. Oh yeah, I've done that one. Bourbons cost 50p in Tesco's. Nice. Bourbon's creams are great. Better than Oreos. Still on the biscuit chat. Worth more than Dan James, mate. Hey. Look, I've always said there is a good player in Dan James. It's just not a top 6 player. Like, when I look at Dan James, I think Brighton, Leeds, Newcastle. I don't think Manchester fucking United. I can assure you that. I can utterly assure you that. Now I want Bourbons. They might have them in the international aisle. They have HP and the Brit version of Heinz beans. Yeah, have a look. I'm sure America do something like that. Tesco trolley over Dan James. I was seeing too much away from transfer talk, looking to World Cup 22. How do you feel honestly the nation will do? I don't see us winning it, as I think this time and in 2018 we were very lucky with the draw. Depends on who manager is. If the manager's Southgate, I'm not going to hold my breath. Let's just put it that way. Respect Sir Daniel James. I didn't realise he got knighted. Liverpool in the mud. Chelsea could join them very soon. Chelsea started buying players yet. I mean, it's mad. Haaland agent said he expected to stay. What, Mino Raiola said that Haaland's expected to stay? Fuck, they're fucked. I don't think they'll have Bourbons in US, to be honest. They might have it in the international aisle. If not, order it from the UK. And I've passed on my knighthood to him. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, apparently you get a knighthood for anything these days, including coming second in an international tournament. But let's talk Nicola Barella. Manchester United are ready to submit a £60 million offer for Nicola Barella as Inter Milan contemplate cashing in on the midfielder this summer, according to Tutto Mercato Web. It appears Barella's performances have caught the eyes of clubs in the Premier League, as earlier today, Team Talk cited a report from the print version of La Repubblica that claimed Manchester United are ready to table a £59.5 million offer. The Italian publication suggests that Inter has slapped £60 million price tag on Barella's head to try and scare off potential suitors, but it hasn't deterred Man United, as they are prepared to meet the valuation. Njemba Matic turns 33 next month, so he is approaching the end of his career, while Paul Pogba's future remains uncertain, as he's in his final year of the contract at Old Trafford and is no closer to signing an extension. I just, the whole thing with this, there's so much about this. Is he being spoken about because he had a good tournament? Potentially. There is always that potential. Or is this genuine interest? Now, we know that United are looking for someone to come into this midfield. It is something that they are talking about. Would Barella be a good fit for United? Probably. Where would he fit? That's the question. Probably in a double TM. Why time me out? Blood. Well, blood. I timed you out because the banned words equals Italy, anything Euro 2020, and England. You said a banned word, which meant you got timed out. Offensive language. Yeah, saying the word Italy is offensive. What can I say? I've turned into North Korea overnight. But no, I think around this, there's so much. And with Paul Pogba, that is probably the biggest thing. Now, you can tell me that Donny is Paul Pogba's replacement, which is probably true. But you still need to, sorry, it's okay. It's okay. I'm still, back from a well-deserved rest, 100%. But yeah, it's okay. You don't need to apologize. I'm just not ready to talk about anything over what happened in the summer or Sunday. And I'm glad club football is back. Jesus, it's going to be good. But there's so much around this. Obviously, you've got McTominay and Fred. Are they good enough for the United midfield? No, they're not. Are they good squad players? Probably. One of them is, maybe. Maybe Fred, maybe McTominay. Don't really matter, one of them. But United definitely need to fill in that gap in that midfield. Now, with Barella, you could have him maybe as a DM as a season. And then maybe look to move him more advanced next season. And then bring in like a Rice or whoever to sort of fill in that DM mold. Or Barella is just molded into United's new DM, which, wouldn't necessarily be the worst. So Ollie does play with this double pivot. So you could imagine next season, right? Imagine next season you see a double pivot. So this season last season you have Fred McTominay. Imagine this season if you have like a Donny and Barella. Fuck Paul Pogba. That's a pretty damn good midfield. Bruno in front of them and Greenwood in front of Bruno and Sancho, Rashford with Varane, Maguire. I mean, it's really, really mad. And I really do think that there's a lot of positives if United get this deal over the line. Now, that the question is getting it over the line. But I do think Barella would be a good fit for United. Now, it remains question, is this Ollie signing or is it Glazers? Because we know that if it's Glazers, Ollie's going to treat him so terribly badly. He's such a nasty human being. I mean, if you don't play Donny this year, my opinion of Ollie has completely changed. But yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, I do think Barella would be a great fit for United. I think he could play that DM. Wouldn't be amazing at it, but he's still young. He's only 24, so he could be molded into it. And I mean, he is from the country that loves pizza, so maybe he'll do quite well at getting fouls, but it was certainly doing that to the referee. Certainly, a lot of this would happen as he argues with the referee. Have to type it in code, guys. Yes. No, are Liverpool doing any more deals? Well, by the looks of it, no. Unfortunately, by the looks of it, absolutely not. It's one of them, really. It is one of them. Look, Fred make me sick. Fred would be good for a team like Wolves or 10th. Yeah, probably. Fred is clear of... I'm not even going to dignify that other comment. Thoughts on these Palace signings? Haven't seen much. I haven't seen them, and I probably should look a bit more into it. I've always had a rule: I'll never comment on things I don't know. I got asked yesterday if I thought Pedri was a good player, because I was arguing about stats and all that. And I'm you know me, guys. I'm very stats orientated. I like them to have the output, because without the output, what is the fucking point? And I was asked about Pedri, and I was asked, is he a good player? And I responded as honestly as I could, which is, I've not seen him play enough for me to have an opinion. So he may well be very, very good, but I don't know. Or he may well be very, very bad. I don't know, so I can't comment. Had to hide him for that awful comment. Birdie's back. Time that again. Sell McTominay, keep Fred. I'll do it the other way. Stop doing this, fam. Disgusting. I don't know what you're on about. Scott, I will knight you so you're not banned. Oh, geez. Thank you, sir. Scott, you're now a Duke. Change your name to Duke Scott. Jesus. Thinking of getting tickets for a Women's Euros 2022 final at Wembley next year. I mean, cool. Maybe. I mean, the women seem to do all right in that international football. Can Yanks be knighted Velv? Yes. Now Prince of America. Gotta love it. Just make sure you don't rename yourself Andrew, because Prince Andrew just doesn't have a really good tone to it at the moment. But let's talk Erling Haaland. Obviously, let's talk Erling Haaland. And I've agreed the previous one. So I like that over this. So I'm just messing around with things. Erling Haaland is not going to take too long. We've already spoken about this previously. Borussia Dortmund have rejected Chelsea's proposed offer for Erling Haaland, which included a part exchange involving Tammy Abraham or Callum Hudson-Odoi, heading the other way as part of the deal. That is according to Sky Sports Germany. I think the situation is very clear. You stump up a shit ton of cash, or you're not getting Haaland. Very, very simple. I don't think Haaland's going anywhere. I was listening to Jan Arg-Fortoff. He was on Fabrizio's Twitch stream last night, and he basically said that it's not really possible, which I found quite shocking, really. And I think when you look at that, I think, is Haaland going to go to Chelsea? I simply don't think so. And I think Chelsea are playing a real risk here. I think because they got Havertz, so like we can go get anyone we want. Simply just firstly is not the case. And secondly, really bloody dangerous, because it could end up like United. So United, we all know what happened last summer with Sancho and United. United kept pushing, missed the deadline set by Dortmund to make the correct offer that Dortmund wanted. After that deadline, Dortmund said, no, you're not having him. The other interesting bit of this, Dortmund haven't done any of that this summer. They've not set a deadline. They've not set a price tag. I just don't think Dortmund are going to sell him. I don't think they're in any pressure. I mean, look at the prime example. And before everyone talks about, oh, yeah, but they'll lose him for free next summer. Or not for free, but for a lot less money. I think with Haaland is we saw Lewandowski left Dortmund for absolutely nothing because Dortmund just didn't want to sell. So I really think that the people that say that Dortmund have to accept that blah blah blah, that if they don't accept blah blah blah, I think you're deluded. Well, you're either deluded or you don't understand Borussia Dortmund, because Borussia Dortmund is not the type of team or club that's going to get bullied. They're far too good in the transfer window. They're very smart on how they do things. I just don't think you're going to be able to bully Borussia Dortmund. They don't get bullied in the transfer market. Yes, look at the prime example. Look at Sancho. Could have got 100. I think United, they offered 100 mil or 100, something like that. And that was rejected last year. And now they've sold him for 73 million. So, I mean, the madness around this is Dortmund they're more than happy to lose money. They don't care. It's more, for me, for Dortmund, I think it's more about saving face, really. And I just think that they're not selling Haaland. They don't want him to go. They want him to stay. And it's quite simply the end of it, really. And now where does this leave Chelsea? They still need that striker. I mean, Harry Kane is 150 mil. Quite similar to what Haaland is. So where does this leave Chelsea? Does this leave Chelsea with, Werner another season? Or do they go for an Ings or God knows who? It's completely mad. That's too much work, Valve. Plus, I keep a low profile to avoid the paparazzi. Valve, we can't knighthood people for existing. Not okay, man. Proud. Arsenal lost their hips. Yeah, that is quite funny. And the best bit was Arteta out was trending after their first pre-season friendly. I mean, when Arsenal, when Arteta out is trending after one game, I think that is when that manager does not have the backing of that team in any way, shape, or form. Big up to Matt in the chat as well. Dortmund are a business, not a football club. They're not even that anymore. Dortmund, the best explanation for Dortmund is they are a youth. They're a youth company. Like they're a glorified youth club because they get all of these young players. They get them for very cheap money, build them up, and then Bob's your uncle. They sell them for plenty of dollar. They did it at Sancho. They've done it many times at Ousmane Dembele and all of these. They've developed, sold them for big cash. They'll probably sell Haaland for big cash. Dortmund are a glorified youth club. Now, it's no disrespect to Dortmund. I think what they do is quite good. I think how they operate and how they manage to turn these players into world-class superstars and sell them for big profit, I think is remarkable. And some clubs would be mad. Would only dream of doing that. Dylan, I'm a lord, respect me. Kane is too much money for being older. Yeah, he is. Well, he's 27 or 26, 27. Take Matt to a dungeon. Lukaku may be cheaper. He may be cheaper, but Inter look like they're saying no. It is so difficult, so difficult. Varane is getting closer, but I won't trust it unless he's holding a shirt and eating a waffle with Sir Alex Ferguson. I miss Fergie. I haven't seen Fergie in a while. I say that as if I know the guy. I wish I knew Fergie. Well, I know him, but I'd love to meet. I'd love to meet Fergie. I think the thing with Fergie is he's such an interesting character. Very interesting. Matt needs a name change. Liverpool are finished. Just want to say, if I'm not made it clear enough already, Mason Mount, you're a disgrace and I hope Chelsea get relegated. Wise words. Mustafa, time to get eliminated. Jesus Christ. Yes, Herbert. Fergie is my granddad. Love to see it. Love to see it. But last but not least, let's talk about Sam Johnstone. This very brief around this one. Arsenal understood to have inquired about Sam Johnstone as an alternative option to Sheffield United's Aaron Ramsdale. Their top target is to vie with first choice Bernd Leno. That is according to The Athletic. To vie meaning to compete with. Meaning Arsenal want a number 2 to compete with Leno, not replace him. Ramsdale or Johnson would come in as backup keeper. Onana would only come in to replace Leno. But it looks like he's staying now. Reason why them talks have gone quiet. You bring Sam Johnstone or Aaron Ramsdale in as a backup, I think that is a complete waste of money. Complete waste. You've got far too many holes in your squad to justify bringing one of them to. The prices are like, 20, 30 million on a goalkeeper that's going to play second fiddle to Bernd Leno. And I think the more shocking bit, you're still trusting Bernd Leno? Really? I wouldn't even trust him to do my weekly shop at Aldi, let alone be a goalkeeper for Arsenal Football Club. In fact, I will not even have Bernd Leno at Plymouth Argyle. My Cooper is clear. makes a lot less mistakes. Bernd Leno is an utter disgrace to Arsenal. He is so shit. So shit. Yeah, Arteta noshing him off in the toilets going, I love you. You're amazing. Arteta, you're a plonker. You are a plonker. Absolute plonker. Like, tapas pulis has never sounded more appropriate. Why would you keep Bernd Leno in a job? He has not done anything to warrant still being an Arsenal football player. Nothing. It's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. I think Arsenal could do better. Really think Arsenal could do better than Bernd Leno. Both Sam Johnstone and Aaron Ramsdale are both better than Bernd Leno. They'll make a lot less mistakes. Ramsdale maybe makes a bit more than Sam Johnstone, but got a really high ceiling as Aaron Ramsdale. I just think Arsenal are an absolute disgrace of a club right now. Not only do you lose to Hibs, and yeah, I've always said results don't matter, but I mean that performance. Keep playing Eddie Nketiah. I beg you, please keep playing him because he is so poor. I watched him for the under-21s for this nation. So shit. So shit. Can't even play with his own age group, and you expect him to do it in the Prem. Oh, God. Liverpool may struggle this year, unfortunately, with Salah and Mane having calf duties. Yeah, I think that's really going to hinder Liverpool. They're weak on front forward, young forwards too. You've got Harvey Elliott, Jota, Shaqiri could probably play one of them. Firmino, Ox. Yeah, it's difficult. It is difficult. With African Cup of Nations as well. Mad. Leno has had a very good first 2 seasons at Arsenal, and after injury, don't know what happened. He's so shit. Oh, DC's working is DC. You clearly haven't read the screen. There are banned words. You said banned. You said one of the banned words. Also, your energy that you came in with was just highly inappropriate. Shit written all over you. I mean, firstly, I didn't realise getting to a final was shit. Secondly, you're from fucking Ireland. If you want to talk about shit, you played Andorra or whoever in a friendly whilst England were prepping for the Euros. So let's not come with that energy. I have to isolate for 10 days. Ouch. I doubt introducing Varane to British culture with a man with Glasgow accent is the right idea. Huh? Maguire don't have a Glasgow accent. Does he? Who are you on about? I'm confused. I'm completely confused. Ireland drew to Qatar. They did. We'll add that to the list. DC, I like your selfie profile picture. Respect to youth and confidence in yourself. A fucking city disguised as a country. Something like that. But what I'll do is I'm going to put the link into the chat so that you lot can come on and have your say. Obviously, talking about anything we've spoken about so far. As say, mention any of the banned words, I'll remove you. So we've obviously talking Curtis Jones, Reece Williams, and Harvey Elliott regarding Liverpool's transfer business. We're talking Jules Kounde to Tottenham, rejecting them. Nicola Barella to Manchester United. We're also talking Erling Haaland being rejected, Dortmund rejecting it. And we're talking Sam Johnstone to Arsenal. So we've got plenty to talk about. We're joined by Velvishwan and Chris. How are we doing, guys?
Still, I'm good. Still trying to recover from what happened on Sunday and recent Liverpool news as well. I'm good.
Yeah,
well,
I hear
well,
that.
well, I've got plenty to say on the fucking UFO, so.
Have you?
Yep.
Kenny has probably got after school club. Dylan has absolutely just violated Kenny there. Valve, my lord. But Valve, we'll start with you. What do you want to talk about first? I'm guessing, you probably want to talk about Liverpool's transfer business or lack of transfer business this summer.
I'm actually fuming. Like,
you don't sound it.
Yeah, because I was just wasting my energy on a bloody Twitter space, just trying to get my emotions out. Because this club is actually taking the piss right now. Like, absolutely taking the piss. Saul Niguez is the perfect replacement for Gini Wijnaldum. Fits him perfectly, and you can't even get that transfer done.
He's off to Barcelona.
You let Barcelona get him. You let bloody Barcelona get him. Of all clubs, you let Barca get him.
Can Barcelona even register him? Like,
yeah,
I know they're getting
rid of
I know they're getting rid of Griezmann, but is that enough money got rid of, or do they still need to get rid of more players?
Griezmann's on 900k per week.
Could be that one. Definitely.
Well, Sal's on like 300k.
So yeah, I mean, I know, but they need 200 million pounds out of their yearly wage budget.
Yeah, they need more. They need to get rid of loads of players before they go to. Yeah, next Daniel Marlin, 35 million for a striker. He's off to Dortmund. Another one gone. Kabak, we've been offered to sign him for 8.5 million. Like, I can't understand. Like, literally, bloody, you look at Chelsea and see 8.5 million is like basically them going to Primark and buying the cheapest item there. For us, it's like going to a Gucci store trying to buy the cheapest item, and we still can't even get that. And next, Yuri Tielemans, man, like, oh my days, man.
Well, I mean, Tielemans is a little bit more difficult because Leicester are just
I know he's difficult. And Renato Sanchez as well. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Like we're gonna fucking end up with John McGinn. I don't want that guy.
Oh, please,
that's not a sexy signing.
Don't. I'm not prepared. For that.
I'm so we're gonna have like a Brexit midfield, man. What is this?
So United, I'm not trying to make it worse for you, but United are looking at getting, like, they've got Sancho, they're looking at getting Moran. You're ending up with fucking Kounde and McGinn.
Yeah.
And United finished above you last season.
And they're strengthening. Like, they're getting Sancho and Varane. They're probably getting Camavinga as well.
You can chuck it. And Camavinga looks less likely, but I mean, if they get Barella instead of Camavinga, that's probably equally as good.
Oh yeah, Barella's an also one as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can chuck the whole Van Dijk out, but if United replace Lindelof with fucking Varane, probably gonna say that's pretty equal. Maguire, Varane, Gomez, Van Dijk. Do you know what? There's not a lot between the two.
Nah, I think it will be Kounde and.
Well, okay, it can be Kounde dressed up as whatever, or a party popper filled of, I don't know, jizz. Like, there's still not going to be much in between the two. Like Varane and Maguire.
There won't be enough.
Varane and Maguire is. I'd almost say Varane Maguire may be the best partnership in the league. I'm just gonna say that.
No,
why?
I wouldn't say.
Why? What, you say Diaz Stones?
No. I'll probably say Van Dijk and Kounde.
I think you're chatting shit. Kounde is still a youngster. No. So Kounte is still a youngster. United will have two centre-backs in their prime. A prime Harry Maguire, who's already shown over the last month or so how important, well, longer than a month. I mean, when did he get injured? Since April. So he's shown for about the last 3-4 months why he's so crucial to United.
Well, we saw the first few months, Varane's been shaky as hell.
Well, yeah, but to be frankly honest, you put Varane in with Maguire, I think that works perfectly. We also don't know what sort of state Van Dijk is going to come back in. We don't know what state Van Dijk's going to come back in, but a couple of comments. Hello, lads. Football didn't come home. I'm
ban him.
I'm American, so that loses its comedy some. But I see what you're getting at. Messi took a 50% wage cut. Messi doesn't really count because they can't put Messi on the books unless they remove £200 million off their yearly wage budget, which is insane.
So basically, you're five.
Zachary, do you play softball, rugby, or handball? None of them beating it. Oh,
Ban sorry, DC. Haha.
DC, you said the banned word again. But I'm sorry, what even is the banned words? The banned words are literally there. They're like literally across the screen. So look at the ticker right at the end of the banned words. Believe it or not, Pizza Loving Nation is definitely one of them. Liverpool, well, the McGinn, 50 mil deal.
No.
Dylan says Hannibal over McGinn. Possibly. But Chris, I'll go to you next. I'm presuming you want to carry on from what Velve's been saying.
Yeah, pretty sure. It's an absolute shambles, honestly. Jesus Christ. My local town car have done better fucking transfer business than bloody Liverpool. Yeah, and they're in League 2.
Yeah.
Give me praise, seriously.
Bloody Arsenal are doing more than us, man. What are we doing?
Oh,
God, you know, oh, that's bad.
No. Let's put it into context now. When we signed Kounde, we jumped on the bounty castle and we're all like, oh, what a signing. Oh, but some Liverpool fans, they jump on that bounty castle and all of a sudden they heard of him. But I'm telling you right now, before we signed him, they wouldn't have heard of him.
I heard of him, so it's different.
Oh, yeah, of course he did.
Bro, I won Bundesliga, man. After what he said, he's better than McConnell.
Be careful, Chris. We'll fight you.
It's stressing me out, honestly.
Yeah.
But FSG, they are laughing right now. When they signed, when Kounde came in, they thought, they were the hands together. Yeah, we've won them over now. We've won them over.
Because now all that anger is not going to be there, because anger can't be turned on and off unless it's me with Italians or pizza. Also, FYI, I will forever be putting pineapple on every pizza I have. And I snap my spaghetti.
No, put strawberries on pizza. Apparently that's a thing now.
Absolutely not. Even I have my limits for this one.
Fucking hell.
But no, I really dislike them at the moment. Please can Chiellini be banned? Well, that you can add that in with the Pizza Loving Nation. No, Zachary, sadly not. Zachary named 10 cities in England. You get United given by Lord Velshwan. I'm really good at geography.
I can name you. He's a prince.
I can name you 10. But Herbert, we'll go to you. You're going to be in a slightly more positive mood than the two to my right or left, however you feel, however you see it. Because whilst they're looking at a potential John McGinn, you're looking at quite three fairly good signings for United. Obviously, Sancho's already at United. Varane looking like it's a lot closer and could be done very soon. And you're looking at potentially ripping that double pivot up, which is something I think everyone in world football has been calling about.
Pepe Reina's on mass single. What the fuck?
Not a clue. But yeah, Herbert, what's your thoughts? Obviously, we'll talk about Barella. Would you be wanting to see Barella at United? I mean, he had a good summer. He did fairly well. He's not technically a DM, but he's played DM a fair few times. You'll see a lot of this in the Premier League. What's your thoughts on Barella?
Yeah, look, Italian players, getting them out of the Serie A is a big problem. I don't think they really like to come to England. And even if they come, the percentage of Italians being successful in the Premier League is very less. And also, Barella is not a specialist CDM, so I don't want, can play. I want just, a CDM who we can buy and we don't have to worry for the next 5 years, like Liverpool have with Fabinho. So I don't really want Barella if he, I mean, I would love a player like that, but I'd rather go for a special CDM like a Basuma or maybe a Declan Rice, someone like that.
Well, Basuma's not really a specialist DM either. He's more of a box-to-box. I think the way I look at this is you are going to... Pogba is a really strange one at United, isn't it? And what's going on with Pogba? I mean, you do need to look at a
He's awful.
replacement. He's not awful. You just need to look
So I
for.
could put him in the spliff in the world.
You need
in the
to
Euros.
look for a potential Velvishwan. Have you not read the banned words? What I'm saying is Pogba does look like he could be going at some point. So you are going to need some depth in there. And Ollie does play this double pivot. He doesn't really play with a DM. So could you see Barella and Donny doing better than Fred and McTominay?
That's not
I
going to
can
work.
do better than Fred and McTominay. That's not even a question. But I just can't see Barella coming to the Premier League, let alone to United. We just are not capable of those kind of deals. So this Camo winger business is also, just I can't accept it because he's a 18-year-old Frenchman coming to Premier League, that to Man United. It's just not going to happen. It sounds good, exotic name, and you want them just because they're young and, for cheap price. But we are not that kind of club, man. We don't have that kind of competency. Look at this Varane deal. I mean, we should have been put a bid by now, right? He's holidaying. What's the business? Madrid are still there. Personal terms have been agreed. I mean, Varane's not gonna pay me this much transfer fee. Like, just pay the money and get it over with.
No, I think that's part of the issue. I think they're waiting for Varane to basically say I'm leaving. So right now, there's still some talk about it. I think he will coach United. I think he will, but I think if Varane says I want to leave Real Madrid, his price drops significantly. Which I think if you pay less for Varane, it means you potentially have a bit more to play, sort of send into your midfield, per se. So I think United are playing the smart game. Transfers take a long time, especially with Real Madrid, because they probably don't want to lose Varane. But I think they're slowly coming around to the acceptance of, look, we're going to lose Varane. And I think the longer the summer goes on, I read this somewhere. The longer the summer goes on, the cheaper he'll be. And so I think United are playing in a somewhat smart game in terms of if you hang on, wait a little bit, because you're really the only club looking at him. Because every other club's basically done their business. I mean, Liverpool got their centre back. PSG have gone and got Ramos. Liverpool, I've mentioned Liverpool. Chelsea aren't looking for a centre back. Who else are there? Man City have got Diaz and Stones.
Diaz is shit.
So it's one of them that I think you're the only real club looking at him. And to be fair, he's already said apparently, ideally, he'd like to leave. He would like to go straight to United for pre-season instead of going back to Madrid. So I think probably over the next couple of weeks, the Varane deal will get closer and we'll see something done with that. But yeah, it really will be an interesting one. Are you confident you'll get Varane though? And I mean, Varane isn't something United should have. If we're thinking logically, it's not really a deal that United would have got over the line a couple of years ago. So I mean, somewhat progress being made.
Yeah, but again, look, listen, as you said, we are the only club in for him because PSG got Ramos. So it's not, like we are competing with another club and beating them. Yeah. So as you said, like the longer the deal drags out, the cheaper it could get. But I'm seeing 60 million euros being quoted, which is ridiculous. Yeah, so that would mean around 50 million pounds. So I don't think 50 million pounds on a last year of contract.
Yeah, I think more 40. I think if you got him for 40 mil, you've got a bargain.
Yeah.
An absolute bargain. Because I think someone of Varane's ability doesn't tend to come around too often. Certainly not for £40 million price. I mean, you very rarely do you see a centre-back like that come for that little money. Yeah. So it's a really interesting one. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how it all develops. But yeah, I mean, look, United doing good business. Arsenal, maybe. I don't know what Arsenal are doing. I've sort of given up trying to work out what they're trying to do. If they're still keeping Bernd Leno, then you have no sympathy from me when it all goes wrong. And Liverpool just doing their same old crap of we've bought one player. Yay!
Shambles. Absolute
Yes.
shambles,
Fuck
honestly.
I hate this. None of my days, my blood.
And
I'm actually gonna cry when we start John again, like out of depression.
I don't want to be prepared for it. I'll have to use my analogy then about John Madden, Basuma, and Sanchez. They're all the same
Sanchez is
thing.
not.
No, come on, he's injury prone. Come on,
Yeah, okay, he's injured, but he's a good player. He's better than those two.
come on, overrated. He's overrated and overhyped.
Not overhyped.
He is. Oh, because he took a shot on at that tournament. Everyone was jumping on the bouncy castle. What a shot that was! But that's what you do as a footballer. You're supposed to take a shot, aren't you? It's the basic. Oh, Mark Kante and Pogba. Wow. Granit Xhaka knocked out France. Does that make Granit Xhaka world class now? So he signed Granit Xhaka.
He's world class, Xhaka.
Oh, come on.
I'm backing my captain right there.
Oh, it'd be more useful in UFC, probably.
He's not wrong. He's really not wrong.
This is what FSG has done to us.
Chris is just very, very honest about things, and I do hear it. That's what your cocky nation gets, though.
Oh, man him.
I mean,
you never learn.
The thing is, DC, we got to a final of a major tournament. What did you do? Super John McGinn, 50 mil. That's his price tag. 50 mil, all yours.
Give us Grealish.
I'm sure for a team that really doesn't want him, 50 million will work like wonders. But we are going to wrap it up there. We'll be back again at 10 p.m. So you haven't got an awful long time to wait. But before we go, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn notifications on as well. Niall is probably more world class than Xhaka. I appreciate that. And
well, I'm not having Xhaka snapper.
Check out our socials: Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL_, and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Velvet Schwan, where can they find you?
Twitter, Instagram at Vel_skills.
Perfect. Chris, where can they find you, mate?
Well, you can just find me on YouTube because I quit all social media with the toxicity and nonsense that goes on. So just follow me on YouTube. Best thing for me.
Yeah, I do hear that. And what about yourself, Herbert?
Yeah, Twitter, Herbert1.
Perfect. But yeah, we'll be back at 10 p.m. for another episode, Transfer Talk. I'm sure we were gone for 3 days, so I'm sure there'll be still plenty more to talk about that we haven't covered already so far. So we'll be back then. I mean, they're not shit though, but nice try, DC. Come back to me when your team's in the final of the major tournament. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a bit. Peace out.